Rushmore is a nationally known historical park. It is located in the Black Hills of South Dakota and visited by millions every year. Mount Rushmore is a site where four of the most well-known presidents' faces are carved into the side of a mountain. The presidents that are carved into this mountain include Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, and finally Abraham Lincoln. These presidents were chosen to be carved into the mountain because they are important people to the history of the U.S. and had significant influences on the reason our country is the way it is today. I think that if I were able to add a face to Mount Rushmore, I would add President Ronald Reagan. I would add Reagan because he is extremely passionate about the United States and would do anything for his country. He showed the U.S. people that he was reliable with all of his achievements throughout his presidency and was able to get their support. First of all, Reagan was one of the most well-known presidents of the United States. One of his greatest achievements that made him so well-known was how he was the president during the end of the Cold War and ended communism. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union was attempting to expand communism, and the U.S. was highly against this. Once the Cold War ended, Reagan then continued to make history and demanded that the Berlin Wall was torn down. Secondly, another major achievement that Reagan started was the idea of Reaganomics. The idea of Reaganomics was a mix of across-the-border tax cuts, deregulation, and the domestic spending restraints that fueled an economic boost that lasted over 2 decades. Reaganomics also helped decrease the United States unemployment rate by 10% by the time Reagan was out of office. I think that these things that Reagan was able to do makes him a very reliable candidate to have his face carved on one of the most well-known pieces of art in America. Reagan was able to end negative things all over the world and was able to rebuild the United States economy and became known as an American hero.